So this weekend, there were massive protests across this country because people are tired of Elon Musk and Donald Trump and they want them to keep their hands off. It was really good to see so many people in so many places out there speaking up and speaking out. And I was very honored to be asked to come out to Los Angeles, California and speak at SoCal Unites. It was a really great experience, and I want to thank everyone involved for having me on the show. There were a whole lot of great guest speakers, and it was just so good to see that many people in one place coming together for the same reasons because of our stance against Donald Trump and his authoritarian regime. You know, when you get up there in the heat of the moment and you're talking to such a massive crowd, and I don't think I've ever been in front of a crowd that big in my life. All the years playing music, I might have played to a couple of thousand maybe, but like this was like pretty massive. Uh, so but what the funny part is, people have asked me, was you nervous? And no, for some reason I wasn't, because you could feel the energy off the crowd and you knew that everyone was there for the same reason you were. It was because we're tired of this and we want to see change, and we're not going to stop. And so I'm going to roll you the clip now of my speech, and then I'll come back and give you my closing thoughts. But here it was. This was me speaking in Los Angeles. Take a look.
All right, up next, we're going to hear from the wonderful, the talented Tennessee Brando. Make some noise! All right, it's good to be here in Los Angeles, California. I guess you can tell by my accent that I ain't from here. I came all the way from East Tennessee, and I had some people say to me, "Are you really going to go all the way out there just to talk for 5 minutes?" And yes, I am, because that's how important democracy is. And I will walk from Los Angeles back to Washington, D.C. to say, "Fuck Donald Trump." I sat and watched him make a mockery out of my culture. I sat and watched him brainwash people that I grew up with. I watched them turn into people I didn't even recognize anymore. And I used to sit there and I would try to talk sense to them, but somehow they labeled me the enemy from within. Well, I say, fuck that. We're not the enemy. We're in this together. We're all in this together. I came here from a red state, I'm standing in a blue state, but Donald Trump don't give a damn about either one of them. He does not give a damn about any of them, so what we have to do is we have to stand together, and we have to realize that this fight to defend democracy and to save it has always been going on. And it's always going to be going on. We're always going to have to fight for this. So when we win again, and we will, we'll get through this. I know it's a dark time, but we will make it. And we'll win again. But when we do, we cannot rest on our laurels. We cannot get complacent. We have to stay just like we are right now. That energy that you feel, you have to carry it with you everywhere you go. You have to carry that energy with you, keep it bottled up. And think back to how miserable you felt when you came along in 2016. Then think about how bad you felt when you saw what happened on January 6th. Think about how bad you felt when you watched him get reelected again, and keep this energy right here. Because he handed over the keys. He handed over the keys to his billionaire buddies because he don't give a damn about any of us. And he's never going to. He made a mockery out of my culture. And when this town was burned to the ground, what did he do? He played politics with it. He decided to pick on your governor. He decided to come up with nicknames. And that might appeal to some people, but it don't appeal to us. We're here, and we're always going to be here fighting for democracy. And one thing that I've learned traveling around to these protests is I meet people. I'm 45 years old, but I meet people who are 75 years old. They were protesting back then. People have been protesting, and they're going to have to continue to protest. So that's what I really want to drive home, is that this is the kind of energy that you have right here tonight is what you're going to have to keep from now on. And you're going to have to hand it down to your kids too. Because there's one thing we've always done. I've been guilty of saying this. I'm like, well, the kids will save us. No, we have to save us. We save ourselves. We can't depend on one politician. We can't depend on the Democratic Party. We have to depend on ourselves. So I really do appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I'm glad to be here all the way from Tennessee. But I want you to know that I love you, and I'll always have your back. We're not about blue states and red states. We're the United States, and fuck Donald Trump. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
So again, I just want to thank everyone for having me at the event. It was a true honor to be there and to speak. and to feel the energy off of a crowd like that, knowing that we were all there for the same reasons. And, when you're up there in that moment, there's so much that you think about that you want to say. And then when you come off stage, like, dang, I wish I'd have said that too. And one thing that I would like to say is that I know that our side isn't always going to agree on everything. We're going to have strong disagreements on certain things, but I consider that a strength. We just can't let it turn into a weakness. And what I mean by that is if you catch yourself agreeing with someone 8 out of 10 times, but there's 2 issues that you just don't agree with them on, there's no reason to throw that person away, because I guarantee you that you're not going to find 8 things you agree with Donald Trump and Elon Musk on. So, I really feel like that if we stick together and we stay united and we keep speaking out and we keep protesting, I think we can get over the finish line. And I meant what I said. I think we can get through this, and I think that we can win again, and we will win again. But when we do, we have to keep this feeling we have right now. We can't ever let it go, because democracy is always going to be under attack. There's always going to be a group of radical people that are going to be thirsty for power. They're always going to be coming for us. They have been since day one, really. And so we just have to stay focused on that, and we have to realize what it is we're up against and keep moving forward. And I did have a lot of people say to me, would you really travel that far just to talk for a few minutes? Yeah, I would, because that's how much I believe in this country. And I would travel to every corner of it if I had to, because when you get out there and you travel and you meet people, it's really good to talk to them and hear their stories, and they come at you with a different angle of thought. So to everyone that I met and shook hands with, and you told me that, you find inspiration in my videos, just know that that goes both ways. And hearing your stories will cause me to sit and think about it, and then you'll probably hear it come back up later in other videos, because I'm listening. I talk a lot on here. You all hear me talking, but when I'm sitting in a crowded room, I'm the guy that's just sitting back observing and listening. So you guys inspire me too, and I really appreciate it. And again, thanks to everyone in Los Angeles for having me. And we'll just keep putting in the work, because we're not going to back down. We're not going to stop. We got to keep this energy, this feeling you have right now. You have to keep it. Even when we win, you have to keep it, because they're never going to back down, and they're on the wrong side of history. We're on the right side of history, so let's just keep pushing forward.